Hello everyone, it's Genoa, Manifestation Coach. Thank you for being here with me, and I hope you can just kind of relax, chill out as we kind of hang out for this video and just kind of dive into some topics about manifestation. Just kind of a few random topics, but it's all going to tie together and it's all going to leave you with a heightened state of consciousness. Hopefully you're going to receive a new insight and some awakening on your current life experience and how you're currently creating everything in your life, everything that's appearing in your life, how you are the ultimate creator. Okay, so I want to talk about, and feel free to take notes, journal anything that pops into your mind that you feel like sharing. I'm just going to do my videos kind of in this style because I like to relax. I like to be present with my videos. And I like to invite you guys to have, your own experience, because it's really all about your own experience. It's all about what your own intuition is telling you to do. It's about your inner being. And listening to your feelings on things, listening to those feelings in your stomach, your guidance. Because when you're manifesting, when you're starting these new blocks of thought, you're creating these new affirmations, you're creating these ideal realities that you want to create. There's a part of you that knows the path of least resistance to these realities. And that part of you is a quiet voice. It's not very loud, right? And so we have to tune in to that voice because that voice is guiding us, which direction is the path of least resistance to our goal. Is this something we really need to do to manifest what we want? Or is this something that's actually taking us away from the manifestation we're creating? So listening to your guidance is so important in your manifestation process. And you should be constantly putting yourself in the vibration of your goal achieved, right? What does it feel like now that you have the manifestation that you want or the state of being that you want, right? So I was talking with someone who is struggling with addiction, and we were talking about how actually you can have full control over that addiction through the power of knowing who you are as pure awareness. When you are aware of your awareness, right? Aware of awareness itself. So if you've never heard this before or is new to you, I'm going to explain it in a little more detail, but there's a part of us that is watching everything, it's seen our whole body morph since we're a baby and turn into this adult. So it's seen the whole process, right? And it's seen every thought you think. It's aware. It's aware of everything. It's aware of every single thought you're having. It's aware of everything you're feeling, every sensation in the body. So what is that, right? What is this awareness? It's non-physical, yet it's alive presence. There's so many different words you can use, but it's watching, right? Witness consciousness. If you're reading this book here, The Untethered Soul, Mickey Singer will call it the witness consciousness. If you're reading that one down there, Nisargadatta, I am that. He calls it that. So whatever, spiritual teaching that resonates with you, right? That's what they're talking about, the space in which life is appearing, right? And this is so important when it comes to manifestation. It's so important because the way you can have ultimate control over what you're manifesting is by being conscious of what you're putting into your being, right? The thoughts you're thinking, what you're focusing on, your attention. So from your pure awareness, right, if you can tap more into just being aware of your awareness, bringing your attention there, okay? Taking your attention off the physical world, taking your attention off of your idea of the world, your perception of the world, other people, what other people are doing, right? And having time, some quiet time to yourself, And ideally, you can also live in this state too, even when you are around other people. That takes practice, but you can do it. But having this awareness of your awareness is going to make your manifesting muscles so strong, because you're going to be able to see. You can see clearly what you're doing. What are you doing? You're creating everything through the power of your thought and your focus and your attention, right? So where are you placing your attention? Are you going to place your attention on your current reality, what is already manifested from your past thoughts? If it's not what you really want, when you're not going there, you're going somewhere else. You're creating a different reality. So then you need to put your focus on that reality. If you keep your focus on what is, you'll keep attracting more of what is. Okay? And I'm not saying we do this like 24/7. You can't even 1 second focus on what is. You can. It's not going to affect your manifestations, but you want to be primarily in the vibration of your goal achieved. That's how you become like a manifestation master. So the idea of the world can be very distracting. The idea of others and what other people are thinking can be very distracting to our manifestations, because remember, everything is coming out of your consciousness. Your state of consciousness is creating and attracting everything in your life. You are the only deciding factor in your reality. So when you're imagining the world and you're imagining what other people are thinking and feeling and doing, and it has nothing to do with your manifestation, that's a waste of time and energy, right? If it's not focused on your highest vibration, what you're wanting to manifest in the direction you're going, right? If it's not benefiting you in any way, it's not benefiting your vibration, it's not benefiting your manifestation, you don't need to be putting your focus there. You don't need to be putting your thought there. You don't need to be putting your attention there. So that's really important. You want to look at your life from that bird's eye view, right? Be a hawk of your life and look at where you're going, right? Be clear about what are your end goals. And are you actually putting your energy towards the end goal, or are you keeping your energy in what is and staying focused on what is and keeping your attention in what is? Or you get distracted by other people, or you get distracted by the idea of the world. I also recommend redefining your idea of the world. What is the world to you? Because again, the world is appearing in your consciousness. It's appearing in your idea of the world. It's all coming from your being, your pure awareness. So it's like living life kind of backwards, in the sense of like, we're used to looking outward, constantly looking outward at the world and creating our reality based on what the outer world is doing. But that's a no-go. No-mo. No-mo. Because like you have to recognize how things are actually working here, right? Like just be present, be conscious with yourself. Well, what's happening right now? You know, okay, I'm aware of this body. I'm aware that thoughts are coming and going. I'm aware of this computer screen, right? I'm aware of the outside, but I'm not outside. My physical body's here, but I can see out there. So there's thoughts appearing about that. So what's aware of all this? What's watching all of this psychological happenings? Who's aware of that? What is that, right? The great I am presence, the I am. Who every single human being says I am. Why? So like you can spend some more time focusing on this, but like ideally you want to get to a place where you can feel your pure awareness, that there's just, okay, I'm aware of my thoughts. And you want to believe that you can have such a high awareness that you're aware of every single thought you think. Because every thought matters, you know? In our manifestation process, maybe this doesn't sound good to you because you're like, damn, I got some work to do. But every thought does matter, because every thought is important, because it's energy, it's power. But the thing is, if you don't know that and you haven't been practicing that belief, and you're like, oh, they're just thoughts, whatever, and you're so living in the outer world, then you're not going to think that your thoughts are powerful, and you're not going to see the result of your thoughts being powerful. So it takes practice and it takes awareness to be able to actually get a felt experience of how powerful your energy is, how powerful your thoughts are. So it's very, very important that you look at your reality and what are you currently inviting into your reality that actually is not helpful for you. You're manifesting what you want, okay? You're manifesting these goals and dreams that you have, but yet you're inviting this other person's ideas into your mind. Why? It's not going to help you. It's just like a trigger and a drama it's a reminder. You have to use that as a reminder to be like, no one else's thoughts are deciding in my reality unless I give them that power to decide in my reality, because only my thoughts are connected to pure consciousness. My pure awareness is connected to the source, and then thoughts are next up. So there's pure awareness, and then their thoughts are next up, and then it's like the body and the feelings in the body, you know? So I think, you know, the power of the mind is the most powerful force because it's the closest to source. It's the closest to pure energy. And then from there we get a little more, like the most subtle is just like the thought. And then also the sensation is very subtle too, like the subtle energetic field that you're existing in. So from your pure awareness, thinking thoughts, having sensation in the body, so your reality feels like a sensation, you know, like every day we wake up, we feel our reality of like, we know what is. We have this feeling of what our reality is, right? That's a feeling in your body. And then there's a corresponding thoughts to that. So you feel what is, you feel it. So you want to look at that. So what do I currently keep taking with me every morning when I wake up? What do I bring with me? What do I keep making real every morning when I wake up? And this like automatic assumption of reality for me. So all of that is subject to change. You can change all of that at any moment, and you don't need anyone's permission outside of you to do that. I don't care how close a person is to you. You don't need anyone else's permission to decide to change what you're thinking and focusing on. And deciding is real for you. You have freedom. Right? Because when you know your source, you know who you are beyond the mind-body, that there's a pure awareness that is watching everything happening. That's a part of you. That is you. And then that is aware of the ego. That is aware of the mind-body. It's aware of everything that this thing is doing. So this is life, right? This is what's happening here. Welcome to life. This is life. Okay, that's weird. Right? Because most people's idea of life is a very outer world focus. But actually, everything is manifesting from the inner world. And the outer world it's a feedback loop. It works together. Obviously, you do things, you talk to people, you get different ideas, then you get a different focus, and then you focus on, oh, okay, I want to manifest this because that person gave me that idea. So that's great. Yeah, everything is always helping us manifest further and further and grow further and further. So it's like you want to have that belief as well, though, because again, it's all coming back to what you think. So you have to have that belief that, okay, yeah, the outer world is always helping me. The outer world is always giving me feedback of things that I do want to create. And it's showing me the path of least resistance. It's showing me which direction to go here, right? The path of least resistance, if anyone has any negative energy around that, like, you don't need to have negative energy on the path of least resistance because that's your work hard paradigm coming in. That's this thing that says, oh, you have to work harder, else you're not worthy, or it's not valid results unless you work really hard and sacrifice your well-being for that. But and that's a choice. If that's something you want to do, that's fine. But where I was going to say is path of least resistance is something that's just intelligent, right? It's like optimizing your energy. Okay, so I want to fine-tune my vibration to manifest this goal from a path of least resistance way, because if I go on the path of least resistance, then I know I'm optimizing the power of my thought. I know every thought matters. Every thought counts. Every feeling and sensation that I keep putting myself into matters in the direction of what I'm manifesting. So this is like living at a very high level, right? Very high awareness of ultimate control over your reality, which we can have. It's available to us to have that ultimate control. But the biggest thing there is to be able to tap into your source, to be able to tap into your pure awareness, right? God, Jesus, my guardian angel. Like whatever, the reason why it is so helpful to have, higher energetic beings that you're close to, that you think about often, connect with their energy often, because they pull you out of your current circumstances in the manifestation process. They pull you out of your past, the vibration of your past, the feelings of your past, right? When you pray, like whoever you pray to, whatever God, source, universe you believe in, whatever you're praying to a higher vibration. You're praying to this energy that is not attached to your history or anything that you don't want or anything negative. You're praying to this source that's supernatural, right? Supernatural. It's about being supernatural. And it's like having faith in that, like having faith in being supernatural, right? It's not supernatural to be supernatural. It's what if it's normal to be supernatural? Okay, so I wanted to talk about that. Let me see my other notes. Okay, so I wanted to touch on this, that when you have that connection to your pure awareness, you're connected to this awareness that is aware of your mind, body, okay? It's present, it's still, and it's just like holding space. It's this like container, right? Can you sense into it? So when you can look at yourself from there, from that observational perspective, right? You're this mind body appearing in that. I'm that. What is that? But okay, so you're appearing in that, okay? So like any problem in your life, any addiction, right? I was talking to a friend who's struggling with addiction. So looking at the addiction from pure awareness, right? So when you can connect with your pure awareness, you can see the addiction and you can get to know it, right? When I was in undergrad at Naropa University, we took a whole semester on making friends with things like this, making friends with our emotions, making friends with these things appearing in our psyche. Maitri. And the book we had to read, 5 Buddha Energies. Anyways, it's a good book about like the different types of energy, according to Buddhism. So, okay, the 5 Buddha wisdom energies. Yeah, that was it. That was the book. So, like, okay, seeing your psyche from that observational perspective, right? The pure awareness, okay? And, okay, there's an addiction arising. Okay, this addiction, right? It's not me. It's not who I am. It's something that's appearing in me. I'm aware of it and I can see it, right? So when it's an object, everything is actually an object in our consciousness. All that it truly exists is pure consciousness, formless consciousness. So when this form, which is a psychological form, we're calling it an addiction. Addiction is right here. Okay? And I can see it. From my pure awareness, from pure consciousness, I see it popping up. Okay? Now, let me get to know it. Let me get to know it. What triggers it? What makes it aggravated? What makes it strong? What makes it weak? What makes it my focus? What makes me keep focusing on it? Right? Because it's just one object in consciousness. You can think about it that way. Like there's just consciousness. You are pure consciousness, but then you're seeing all these things in your psyche, and then you're seeing all these things in the outer world too. So when you can look at an addiction, like you can see it clearly, you know? From pure awareness, you see it, and then you get to know it. Okay, what is the nature of this thing? It's like a ball of energy, right? It's a ball of energy that's related to usually their history. Sorry, my screen goes dark. It's related to past history, right? Maybe even past lives. I don't know. I want to go all the way back to past life. Maybe that idea is helpful. It's related to your history, okay? What you experienced growing up. Biggest thing is manifestation in life in general is our inner child conditioning, you know, because the inner child gets all these ideas and then the subconscious mind forms these habits. And then we grow up, and then also we're on a spiritual path now. We want to become masters at manifesting, and it's like we're always battling something in the inner child subconscious. And we don't want to always battle. We do want to be kind and loving to that inner child as well, and hold it and comfort it and teach it the new belief systems, right? Gently, lovingly. And then other times we need to be very firm, like, no, this is the way it is now, this is the way it is now. Actually, that's not the way it is anymore. This is the way it is now, this is the way it is now. And just keep reiterating that to the subconscious. So, I mean, it's like I said before, it's all about what you feel is right to do when you follow your inner guidance. I do a mixture of things, like tension of the opposite. Sometimes I'm very like persisting in the new belief, persisting in the new reality, persisting in the new reality. I don't care about how you feel about it. I'm pushing you into this new reality. Other times I'm like, you know, I really need to hold this energy. I need to be gentle with it. I need to be loving with it. I need to hold this wound, right? And be present with it. So it's like tension of the opposites is a powerful thing. It's good to be well-rounded in that sense. Okay, wow, I feel like this video is going long, deep on a lot of different subjects. But that's okay. This is good. Okay, so seeing the addiction, right? And you can see the addiction, and you can also use this technique. I mean, it's just the way things are, but like you're becoming more aware of the way things are. So you can become aware of anything going on in your psyche that's preventing you from reaching your goal, right? So, I mean, this is obviously my favorite subject, is to apply this to the money mindset, right? And our wounding around money, our relationship with money. So that's what we do inside the Money Manifesting Space, which is my Money Manifestation membership. And all the information about that is on my website, thebutterflysoul-life-coaching.com. But anyways, the work we're doing in there is all about recreating the relationship with money, right? There's a lot of wounding we have around money. Money has made a lot of people feel very limited, feel very like money is not there for you. Money is not here to support you. Like just a lack of support, right? And that feeling that we have to sacrifice ourselves and have suffering to even make money. Right? The act of making money is suffering for a lot of people. And that's like normal out there in the apparent world. That I need to reframe that belief that that's normal out there. It's not normal out there, but I mean, anyways, you get what I mean. That you have to reframe that, because that's not helpful to what you want to create with money, right? You want to believe in a world where people are tapping into their spiritual abundance. Spiritual Money Awakening is the first course I ever created, and it's all about having that faith in your vibration with money, that actually money is coming from your vibration. Money is coming from your vibration. Money is coming from your thoughts and feelings, beliefs, assumptions about money. Okay? So looking at your relationship to money, again, like as an object in your consciousness, okay, my relationship to money, what is that vibration like? Does it feel like, or does it feel like, so easy, so light, so like, I feel so supported around money. I just always have more and more. It's always coming. I just don't even know. It's just like so beautiful. This just keeps showing up, and I'm so relaxed about it because it just keeps coming in. And I have so much faith around it now. I really trust in the power that made me, wants to always support me, and that I always have more and more abundance growing and surrounding me, and that's just normal. Or are you like, oh, this isn't working, this is really difficult, I have to sacrifice a lot, this doesn't feel good, this doesn't feel good, right? So that's not abundance. That's the wounded side of us with money, where we have memories, we have assumptions of years where money was not there for us. Money was not a supportive energy in our life, in our consciousness. Let me say it that way. So let's look at that, right, scientifically with our experience. Look at that, right? So what that means is you have been practicing thoughts about money for years that have not been abundant, that have been focused on lack, and that have been not, they don't feel good, right? It doesn't feel like you're being supported, right? So that's like where you have to wake up and say, oh my God, I'm responsible for my thoughts now. Like, okay, wake up. Okay, I'm responsible for my thoughts about money, which means I can change my reality with money. I can have any kind of reality with money that I can envision, because it is coming from my vibration. It is coming from my belief system. Okay, that's the ground of your reality with money. Yes, there will be channels money flows in. You have to take action. You have to do things to make the money work for you in your specific reality. But just the act of that subtle energy of getting your beliefs aligned around money, getting your thoughts aligned with money, that's like the bulk of the work. Because when you're aligned in your belief systems and you feel abundant and you feel supported and you feel taken care of and you feel worthy, then your actions are going to come from that energy, which is going to be so much better. And that's going to create a better feedback loop between your vibration and your action that you're doing. Okay? And then you don't want to take action from lack. You don't want to take action that's not aligned when it comes to money. Okay? So looking at your relationship with money from your pure awareness as well, right? So you can look at anything that's going on in your consciousness from your connection to pure awareness, which it does help to meditate. It does, if you feel guided to do Vipassana meditation or things like that. Like for years I was doing meditation, and so I think I've stabilized myself in a pretty consistent meditative state. That's like my life is a meditative state at this point. I mean, I'm obviously human at times where I'm not, but I'm mostly aware all the time of what my psyche is doing and how my psyche is interacting with the world and other people and everything like that. Like I'm very aware. But there's always more to become aware of. And especially with our relationship with money, I really feel like we're all just beginners. There's so much room to grow. And that's beautiful. But there's a lot of healing that needs to happen. There's a lot of awareness we need to bring to our consciousness with money. And because money is, the way we're meant to live with money is we're meant to be supported. We're meant to feel supported. We're meant to feel divine with money. We're meant to feel faith that it's always going to be there for us. The source that created us doesn't intend that we go with lack. We're meant to have abundance. But the vibration of abundance is very different from the vibration of lack. The vibration of abundance feels like, overflow, more than enough, I'm taken care of, I'm supported, I'm relaxed about it. And lack is like you're spinning wheels trying to make it happen, being in that vibration. But the thing to know is like, that's a vibration. And you may not be able to shift out of lack in one day, but it's a process of practicing the vibration of abundance more and more and more over time until it becomes your normal, until it becomes your natural state, instead of lack being your natural state. Okay? So consistently being kind and loving to yourself when you're in lack, and being aware, being able to snap yourself out of it, wake up, and see what's going on in your consciousness. See, okay, I was triggered by this bill, or I was triggered by this thing that this person said about money. It made me feel lack. It made me feel like I wasn't doing it right. It made me feel like they're doing it better than me. They're doing money better than me because they took the more traditional approach or whatever. They have stable income because they took the traditional approach with money. That's not true. Your vibration is the stability. When you can stabilize your vibration, then you will also manifest that external reflection of that stability. So you're in control. You're in control. Okay, I'm going to end the video now because I'm getting a little tired from talking. But I think there's a lot of pieces in this video that is just going to help you manifest with more awareness, and being connected to the source of pure awareness, right? The source in which everything is arising out of in your consciousness, being in your space, and you're seeing everything appearing and how you're creating everything. When you have that observational perspective of yourself, that objective view of yourself, right? Why do people go to therapy and healing, things like that? Is because they can get that objective perspective of themselves. So being objective with yourself is like very, very important thing to do, to process and become aware of everything that you're manifesting on the screen of your consciousness. Okay? So it takes practice, and we're all beginners, and we're all going to just keep getting better and better at this. And there's going to be lots of fun along the way. There's going to be lots of realizations on the way. There may be tears along the way. There may be healing along the way. There's healing of the wounds, for sure, in this process. So it's all welcome. It's all allowed to be here. All of the levels of reality, right? Happiness, joy, excitement, insight, right? Those types of feelings. And then also like lack, something's wrong, I don't feel good, I feel heavy. Like life is all of it, it's all of it. It's all appearing here. And we all have shadow. Every one of us has shadow in us. We can't have light if we don't have shadow. But the more we bring the shadow to the light, the more light we open up. And light, goodness, right? All of that is our ultimate truth. We're here in the human experience to have both, to have that contrast. Okay, namaste, everyone. If you want to get in contact with me, if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. I'll leave the link to my website below. If you're interested in joining the money manifesting space, would love to have you. And you can also check out any other programs that you're interested in. And the link in my website, I'll leave that below. Okay? Namaste.